Hey everyone, today I thought I'd talk about the interesting things that have been going on in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Over the past few weeks, a lot has been going on in Union Cross, and I just thought I would give sort of my thoughts on the whole situation. I know everyone has different ways of finding out what is going on in Union Cross. Be it actually playing the game, watching the cutscenes on YouTube. So there will be spoilers if you're not completely caught up with the mission quests. Alright, so let's just start at the beginning. A couple of weeks ago, Union Cross introduced a brand new character to the series. And her name is Strelitzia? I think... Yeah, I have no idea where Square Enix gets these names. I mean, until you actually hear the name said, it's hard to know exactly how you're supposed to pronounce it. So I apologize, but I do know that I'm not the only one with this problem. I mean, practically the whole Kingdom Hearts community was calling Lushu Luxu because that's how everyone thought it was pronounced. Anyway, the community completely fell in love with Strelitzia. That very same day she was revealed, people were doing fan art and all this stuff about her and coming up with theories. It was really cool to see. But just a few days ago, we got another story update. And yeah, Strelitzia was going to be the 5th dandelion. She got the book from Master Ava and everything. But quickly after finding out what was going to happen and the whole gravity of the situation, Strelitzia quickly leaped into action, trying to find the original character. She wanted the original character to be a dandelion as well, and after practically stalking the original character, Strelitzia definitely had a connection with them. But while looking for the original character in Daybreak Town, things quickly went from bad to worse. One thing I'd like to point out about this is it seems like her Charity is actually leading her to the danger. I mean, it could just be a coincidence, but I don't know, and there's not a whole lot we know about Charities in general. I mean, sure, I'm sure all Charities are different and have different personalities, but it sort of seems that they see their role a lot more like work than they're your actual companion. And how much they actually care about the Keyblade wielder they're assigned to, I'm not sure. But that aside, Strelitzia and her Charity end up in a very shady place that really she has no business being in. Next thing you know, a shadowy figure appears, and then Strelitzia is just dead. She's dying, and you know, that's the end of her. That's the end of Strelitzia. She was literally a part of the series for like 2 weeks, and she is dead. And I know a lot of fans are upset about that, and I completely understand why. For one, I really did like her design. She was very cool looking and very just interesting, and I was hoping to know a little bit more about her. And I mean, in the Kingdom Hearts series, we really don't have a lot of female characters. So I definitely feel like the community was taking Strelitzia as a breath of fresh air. And the fact that she was killed off so abruptly, I completely understand. But more on that in a minute. So after she dies, and yes, Strelitzia is actually really dead, we see her heart go up to Kingdom Hearts. But the next scene we see, someone comes to the other dandelions claiming to be the 5th member. And surprisingly enough, it's Marluxia's somebody. We know for a fact that Lumaria, again, that may not be how his name is actually pronounced. We know that he really is Marluxia's somebody. Because if you take his name, add an X, and move the letters around, it does spell Marluxia. Also, he looks exactly like him. Again, I know that the community isn't exactly happy that we're getting Marluxia backstory in Union Cross, and just everyone's not happy with the situation, and I can kind of understand why. First off, it does seem pretty clear that Marluxia's somebody is the one who actually killed Strelitzia. Like, you know, he just killed her, and once her and her Cherothy were gone, he stole the book and went to meet the others. But I'd like to point out that we still don't know a lot about Blaine. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another shocking reveal that Marluxia's somebody didn't actually do it. But for now, I'm gonna say that he did, for a couple of reasons. One of them being that he is actually called an assassin by Square Enix, and that is kind of one of the words that is used to describe him. And the way Strelitzia was killed fits that description perfectly. And also, when he goes to talk to the others, he explains that he was late because he had to grab something, which of course would make sense if he wanted the book Strelitzia had, so he had to kill her to get it. So now, before I end the video, I actually kind of do want to address the situation I've been seeing a lot, and just how upset the community is about everything that's happened in Union Cross. And I'm going to try to clear things up best I can. So if you're not interested, you could just click off of the video. And do keep in mind that this is from my perspective, so I won't be 100% right on this. This is all just from my experience with movies, TV shows, books, games, etc. First off, let's get the easier of the two out of the way. The fact that we're getting Marluxia backstory in Union Cross. A lot of people are upset about this, and again, I get why, but first off, we do know that Marluxia is going to be a part of Kingdom Hearts 3. So he will be involved some way in that game. And think about this. Sora won't even remember him whatsoever because of his memories from Castle Oblivion being gone. So someone's going to have to explain to Sora exactly who Marluxia is. Who this will be, of course, I don't know. Maybe Lee, maybe Ventus himself, because Ventus knew Marluxia's somebody. All I'm saying is we're going to find things out about Marluxia in Kingdom Hearts 3. And just because they're showing us things in Union Cross doesn't mean they won't show those things to us in Kingdom Hearts 3 or go into more detail about them. Square Enix is not a dumb company. Tetsuya Nomura is not stupid. They know not everyone plays the mobile game. They know not everyone cares about Union Cross. So they're bound to cover some of the things that happen in Union Cross in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I am not worried about that whatsoever. Now for Strelitzia's death. Again, I know a lot of fans liked her already and were excited to know more about her and get character development from her, but she is most definitely what I like to call a secondary character. Now, just to clear this up, a secondary character to me is just as important, if not more important, than the main characters themselves. You see, main characters, to me, are characters you're meant to like or not, but you're meant to go through the story with them. You're meant to see things from their perspective. Now, a secondary character plays a different role. You're not meant to feel the same way about a secondary character that you do for a main character. Doesn't mean you can't really like a secondary character, but it's just not what the creators were aiming towards. A secondary character's main goal is to push the story along in some way, shape, or form. It can be something as big as putting the whole events of the story into action, to as small as just bringing something out of one of the main characters that wasn't there before. What I mean by that is just simply helping one of the main characters to grow somehow. Now, for some examples, in Big Hero 6, if Tadashi didn't die in the beginning of the movie, the whole movie would have been very different and the events of the movie would not have taken place. If Coral didn't die in Finding Nemo, it would have been the same thing. And if Mufasa didn't die in The Lion King, of course we know Simba still would have ended up king when he got older, and he still probably would have ended up with Nala, but his personality would have been a lot different. He wouldn't have the experiences of being on his own, he wouldn't have met Timon and Pumbaa, so you get the idea. Now, what exactly Strelitzia's purpose is, I'm not too sure yet. Keep in mind that Union Cross's story is still ongoing. It's not complete. So it's not very fair to make assumptions on the story without knowing the full story yet. And just to be clear, I don't think secondary characters are just meant to be killed off for some bigger purpose. That isn't always the case. And a main character can be killed off too, but it's for a much different purpose. Now, before I end this, I just want to say that I understand the hate towards the situation and towards Union Cross. It is far from a perfect game, and the sad thing is that it has tons of potential. I do believe it would have been much better to leave Union Cross as a simple little nothing mobile game that the story doesn't matter to the overall story of Kingdom Hearts. It just would have been easier, and being a mobile game, it would have meant that its lifespan could be a lot bigger. And just the way Square Enix manages both the English version and the Japanese version, it really is actually sad. And just the way they present the story and everything, it is not without its flaws. But I just don't simply hate the living guts out of it just for existing. And again, I do have faith that Square Enix will somehow bring the story to us in Kingdom Hearts 3. Alright, sorry for the long video. I just wanted to get all that off my chest and kind of try to help the community cope with this a little better maybe, or just see it in a different light. I mean, consider this. We all know that the Kingdom Hearts series can get really dark at times, and this scene is definitely included. If you think about it, this actually serves as a good idea of how dark Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be. I hope this helps you see this more in a good way than a bad way. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on the situation. Are you guys upset about all this? Cautiously optimistic? And who do you think actually killed Strelitzia? Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.